We were interested to compare continuous dieting versus intermittent dieting. So we were interested to see if we would get a greater weight loss when we put people in and out of energy balance. We found that when we put people into an intermittent diet, they lost more weight than if they were dieting continuously. So these males were initially at a body mass index of over 30, and so they, during the weight loss, continuous weight loss group, they lost about 9 kilograms over 16 weeks, and the intermittent diet group lost about 14 kilograms. And so this was statistically significantly different amount of weight loss, and the difference was as early as 4 weeks into the study period. So in this study we had a 6-month follow-up period where we were able to measure the participants again 6 months later, and we were able to find that the intermittent group remained at a lower body weight, so that they did gain some weight but not as much as the continuous group. So 6 months after the end of the study, the intermittent group remained with a greater weight loss. So the intermittent group lost more weight and they kept it off for a longer period of time. So it's interesting, when often people will find that when they're dieting, they'll initially lose weight pretty regularly, and then the weight will seem to plateau, or the weight loss will seem to plateau. It's quite a common phenomena. Very rarely do people lose weight at the same rate continuously. And it really is a sort of an inbuilt famine reaction, or a response to of the body to try to stop weight loss. So the body is fighting to a certain extent the weight loss, because it is a fundamental requirement to be able to stay alive, is to be able to maintain energy stores. So the body puts in place a series of compensatory responses. Some of them are biological and some of them are behavioural, and these act to counteract weight loss, or they actually undermine the weight loss. What we know is that when we put someone into energy restriction, their resting metabolic rate drops, and the drop is greater than you would expect from the amount of weight that they might be losing. And this is a term that's referred to as adaptive thermogenesis. So the body's thermic response is adapting, or it's reducing. And so we were interested in the study to see if we put people in and out of energy balance, so into energy restriction and then back into energy balance for these 2-week periods, whether we would get less of a drop in resting energy expenditure. And that was one of the outcomes of the study, is that the individuals who were in the intermittent dieting group had a smaller drop in their resting energy expenditure. And that appears to be one of the mechanisms through which the intermittent dieting resulted in greater weight loss. So we're interested to understand why this diet appears to be more effective. We certainly think that part of the solution, or part of the reason this diet is working, is because of the rest periods, and we're interested to understand the biology a bit further to maybe refine the approach and get greater results into the future. One of the things that we found in the study was that participants did find being on the intermittent diet a reasonably easy approach to follow. And so even though we're not sure of all the mechanisms at this point, it is a worthwhile clinical opportunity for people to try.